What's going on, y'all? I want to share something with you. Something that I used to do when I was a kid. And this was really had an impact when, short story time, maybe a little bit longer story time. But remember I was yay hot to a shoe fly, Macomb, Mississippi. And it's where my father originally from, Macomb, Mississippi. And this must have been like maybe the 80s, right? My father had us to meet our aunties, and our aunties, mind you, a little bit about my family. We have a street called Ashley. Ashley Street is where all Ashleys is. We all related. And my father's father is the head of the church. We have our own church right there on that corner, big house. And, you know, Southern people, they're real religious. So we went to go see our auntie. I forget her name. God bless the dead. And they had us go in the sunroom. We in the sunroom, patio room, with a sunroom. And I'm here, my brother here, my brother Tom here, and my auntie, she started talking. You know, she's real evangelist. She was talking to the Most High. And then all of a sudden she started talking in tongues. She say, tell the Lord what you want. Raise your hands up. Tell the Lord what you want. Tell him. So he came to me. I said, I want to be able to read the Bible. I want to be able to read the Bible. And she went around the circle. As she went around the circle, we all got our hands up. And she started talking in tongues. And the energy from whatever she had inside of her, and that energy had our hands coming down at the same goddamn time. And the hairs on my arm shot up. Like, what the hell is this? And all our hands going down. We looking at each other at the same time, and the energy flow through our body. Man, I still feel that energy right now. And after that experience, you know, we stayed down there. We was down in Mississippi for like maybe 3 days. You know what I mean? I think we was down there because my father and mother had passed away. I think that was the time then. But no, she was around then. This was back in the 80s. So on our way back, I felt highly religious. And mind you, I think I want to say I was about maybe 10. Sorry about that, y'all. Interrupted by a phone call. So yeah, I must have been like 10. Must have been like 10 years old. You dig what I'm saying? And on the way back, my father drove. My father loved to drive. My father used to be a taxi driver. My father, you know what I mean? Besides owning restaurants, you dig what I'm saying? My father, he just loved that. But anyway, I'm looking up at the stars, talking to God. Man, I'm seeing stars. Look like these stars are following me. You know, could have been in my head. And talking. Man, I'm telling you, man, that energy, that experience, I ain't never felt nothing like that before for a young kid. Never felt nothing like that before. So that whole experience had me feeling in divine alignment, divine ordinance type shit. So while we on our way back home, when we finally got home, you know, I used to sit up in the bed. When I started doing this, I used to sit up in the bed and talk to the Most High. And while I was talking to the Most High, we had those type of lights that you could turn, right? That you could twist and dim it. And I dimmed it just a wee bit. And ever since then, I started meditating on my bed, looking at the light and making the light every night, making the light turn itself off, because I felt that powerful. I felt that divine. I felt like God was, you know what I mean? So every so often, I did that till I ended up going to sleep and the light was off. That never happened before. Kept doing it. Then all of a sudden, as I do it, the light would slowly turn itself off. Every night I kept doing it, and often that light would turn itself off. What I'm saying is, when the Most High turn you on, and it's a time to turn you on, be it by bloodline, be it by the energy that's inside you, be it by the awakened third eye that's inside you, be it just by belief alone. Because there was times when I was locked up when I was in senior boys, when I had got locked up for the state doing when I had did that often, I did bad stuff, you know what I mean? But I learned from that. But I was so bad, if you will, that they had to place me on no movement. And that means I was locked down when everybody was out and I'm in the room all the time. So while I was in the room, I used to always want visits. And during visiting time, I don't know when my father coming, but I used to always think, I always should stand in front of that door. And I used to believe without knowing that I should stand in front of the door. And I say, they finna call, they finna call me, they finna call me. And I acted on faith, standing in front of that door every time. Well, maybe 1 or 2 times it didn't happen. I would always say, they finna open this door up. And just with me believing in that and not doubting, believing that my father gonna be there, they'll call up on the intercom, say, Ashley, you have a visit, get dressed. Man. I felt happy. I felt the Most High was there for me. You know what I mean? So I want you to know there's so much that you can do just on faith, just on enthusiasm, the God that's within you, just on trusting and knowing, trusting in that pen and allowing it connected with your heart and visualizing, knowing without shadow of a doubt, you can make things happen. One.